Welcome to Klupsch's Corner. I'm Andrew Klupsch.
And I'm Doug Klupsch. Thanks for joining us today.
We're here to talk a little bit about Wild Card Weekend, the upcoming weeks, and maybe a few other hot topics in the week of sports. So let's start off with the Ravens pounding the Patriots at home this weekend.
Yeah, behind 4 rushing touchdowns, they hand the Patriots their first home loss in 31 years. It was not a good day at all for the Patriots. They gave up 234 yards on the ground and turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah, I just kind of see the Patriots kind of falling down a little bit. You know, maybe end of an era. They were the team of the decade, and it's a new decade, as we all know. So their defense couldn't keep them in, especially that rush defense. So a team like Baltimore had their way with them, and turnovers and rushing the ball. Hey, defense and rushing the ball is what wins championships, so we'll see how far the Ravens can go.
Yeah, this could be the end of an era for the Patriots. They're going to lose some players in the offseason. They're really young in the secondary. So that brings us to this week's matchup, and it's Baltimore at Indianapolis. Remember, they played in Week 11. Indianapolis edged out a victory, 17-15. How do you see this game going?
I tend to like the Colts in this one. I kind of see them as the Patriots of old. They keep you in every game. Their defense is able to keep you in every game. And you got the consummate professional Peyton Manning back there, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and he's been winning games this whole season. I don't see why it's going to be any different. This last game was in Baltimore. They got no touchdowns. So I think Peyton Manning's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. When they had played, the Colts forced 3 turnovers, and the Ravens were 0 for 4 in the red zone. And if they want to win in Indianapolis, they're going to have to get something done in the red zone. They did win the time of possession battle when they played in Week 11. And I think they need to stick to what they did best in the wildcard weekend. That was running the football, but the only thing is the Colts are pretty good against the run with those 2 terrific defensive tackles in the front, as well as Dwight Freeney. And I'm having difficulty picking against the Colts, and if there is a reason to pick against the Colts, it's you can go based off the last 2 weeks' performance. I know they sat a bunch of people, and the Jets really took care of business. And they're a really good running team, so maybe they can build off of that. But I still like the Colts in this one, just because altogether I think they're a much better football team. They're going to force the Ravens to have to throw the football more than they would like to.
One thing, maybe a little point of concern. I know it was in Baltimore, but the Colts did have 3 turnovers in that 17-15 win back in Week 11 in Baltimore. So if they can hold on to the ball, I think the Colts should be able to hold on to this victory.
Okay, well, that's one AFC game we went through. Now we need to go through the next one, and that was the Jets at the Bengals. The Jets took care of business, winning 24-14. What did you see in that game?
I mean, the Jets doing what they said they were going to do. Run the ball, play defense. I really think the Bengals, their offense looked really inept the last half of the season, really. I mean, they swept their division, which was really good. They haven't done that in I don't even know how long. But I think they were eking out too many wins, and they got up to a really tough defensive team, and they just couldn't do anything. I mean, they still got some scores in, but I don't know. The Jets just handled their business like they said they were going to do.
That's true. They are a terrific defensive team. They led the NFL in defense, and they're pretty terrific running the football. They ran for 171 yards last week against the Bengals, one of the top rushing defenses in the league, and they're 12 of 15 through the air. And that's exactly what you want to see from a good young quarterback. You just want him to control the game, not make too many mistakes like he was earlier in the year. You know, had he not made a bunch of those mistakes, throwing all those interceptions and causing all those fumbles, they could have been 12-4, 11-5 team. But they're still in it. They're 9-7, and this week they get to travel to San Diego.
I think San Diego is just too big for the Jets. Kind of out of their league almost. The Chargers have been on fire. Last 11 weeks. They got a week to get healthy, and I think they're just ready to go. They want to play for North Turner. They want to play for P. Riv, and I just think they're ready to go this week, and I think they're going to take it to the Jets. It'll be a tough battle, but I still think they could come out on top, maybe by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, last time these 2 teams played each other was in 2008, Week 3, but remember, the Jets had a guy known as Brett Favre playing quarterback. And they threw the ball 47 times. They weren't the same team last year. They're terrific running the ball this year. And the Chargers were able to throw for 250 yards, and they held the Jets to only 1 of 8 on 3rd down. And I think they need to do something similar to that. I like the Chargers as well, although the Jets are very hot, and the Chargers can at times struggle stopping the run, and that's the Jets' bread and butter. But if the Chargers can somehow find a way to force Mark Sanchez to beat them, they're going to be looking pretty good in Qualcomm. So I'm going to have to agree with you. I like the Chargers. I think from the get-go of these playoffs, everyone is eyeing, Indianapolis hosting San Diego, and that's what we're thinking is going to happen.
I mean, that's what it should be. It's the two best teams. I'd see another way the game could go is if the Jets are able to just play their game, like keep it within the quarterback. Like in this last playoffs game, he was 15 for 17 or 12 for 15, excuse me. And if you just keep the game to how they want to play it, rush the ball, not let Sanchez make too many mistakes or anything, and it could be a tighter one than expected. But I still think the Chargers can pull out on top.
It is going to be a really tight game just because it is the playoffs, and the Jets are really stout through the air on defense. They got Darrelle Revis, and Vincent Jackson's going to be visiting Revis Island here in a bit, but they have Malcolm Floyd playing opposite him and Antonio Gates, who can also stretch the field. It's going to be a tall task to ask of the Jets, and that's why I'm picking the Chargers.
And a great screen game. They have the tall receivers and a great screen game. They pretty much have every facet of offense down. So the Jets got a tough D, but I think the Chargers are going to be able to take it to them.
Yeah, that's basically their run game. They have gone to a West Coast offense. They are anemic, traditionally running the football, which is kind of hard to believe with LT back there. But we both like the Chargers, and we both like the Colts. Let's stick and stay. We'll be coming back with our NFC picks.